today is the end of day 1 of the Booktubeathon and the end of day 2 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So I didn't vlog yesterday because I was out all day and I didn't read anything for the Biannual Bibliothon, so I just decided not to vlog. But today I slayed so hard at everything. So anyways, I posted 2 videos today fulfilling both video challenge of the day. I posted the Bookish Pickup Lines challenge, which fulfilled the challenge for the Biannual Bibliothon's video challenge of today, and I did the Bookish Monster challenge, which fulfilled the Booktubeathon video challenge for today. I also listened to 3 hours of my audiobook, which was A Gentleman's Guide of Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. So I started this before the readathons, and I also finished my first book today! I finished We Awaken by Calista Lynne. I loved this book so much. I wasn't planning to read this book for the readathon, but I never finished it. It features a relationship between 2 girls, and both of them are asexual. The main character starts seeing this girl in her dreams, and she ends up falling in love with her, and I just loved this book so much because first of all, it was adorable. It featured a female-female relationship, and this is actually the first female-female relationship book that I've ever read, and I loved it, and I definitely want to check out more female-female relationship books. So if you have any recommendations, recommend them below, please. I want to read more of them. Because the love interest is like a dream walker, there's a lot of like dream stuff in this book, and there's some really interesting paranormal / magical elements in this book that I really enjoyed. So on top of like a super adorable asexual female-female interracial relationship, this book has like amazing paranormal aspects. It's just so good. I loved this book. And also just look how freaking gorgeous this cover is. It's so beautiful. It's very short. I'm giving this book 4 stars. I loved it so much. Yeah, the characters weren't that fully developed because again, this was super short and the relationship did feel a bit insta-lovey at times, but overall, I really enjoyed this. But anyways, that's all for my end of day 1, day 2 for the different readathons. I had a great day today. I slayed so hard at reading and video challenges, and I just had so much fun reading with the community through Twitter sprints, watching everybody's videos, working on my own videos. I had a great time today and I cannot wait for tomorrow, and we'll see how I do tomorrow. See you tomorrow! Au revoir! Bonjour! It is the end of day 2 of the Booktubeathon and the end of day 3 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So today was a great reading day. I actually finished an entire book. I started and finished Persepolis. This is about a little girl growing up in Iran during the Iranian Revolution, which was in the 80s. And I love the artwork. I just think it's so adorable. I completed this all in one day, so that completes the challenge of reading a book in one day, and I can finish my second book for the readathon. Really loved this book. It was so cute and hilarious, and I learned so much about Iran from this story. Iran was not in a good place during the revolution and the war. It's pretty terrifying what some of the things that she wrote about in this book, but I'm really happy I read this book because I learned so much and I really loved reading it. I'm definitely gonna go order the second part to the series because I really want to read the next book. The ending to this part was just really heartbreaking and I really need the next part. I did post the second video challenge of day 2 for the Booktubeathon, which was the Say My Name challenge, and I also participated in the Instagram challenge, which it's funny, I didn't realize the connection, but the Instagram challenge of today was to post your favorite classic, and I had previously bought another edition of Jane Eyre and taken a Bookstagram picture for it. So I was like, this is perfect. I already have a picture lined up for this challenge. I just realized that I completed 2 Booktubeathon challenges today with the same book, which is Jane Eyre. I was like, I did not plan for this. I just freaking love Jane Eyre so much that it just happened. But anyways, that's all for this wrap up. I did great today. Tomorrow I decided I'm not gonna do the video challenge. I'm just gonna focus on reading. That's it. See you tomorrow. Au revoir. Bonjour! It's the end of day 3 of the Booktubeathon and day 4 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So today was a fail of a reading day. I was out all morning, so I didn't get to read much, and then I came home and I tried to read Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan whatever, and I just could not get into this book. It was so weird and boring, and I tried reading like at least half of the book. I ended up skimming a bunch of parts and just like skipping chapters, and I just couldn't get into this book. It was just too weird. and I decided to DNF this book. Then I thought I'd pick up Always and Forever Lara by Jenny Han. 36 pages in, not much. I was loving some parts in the beginning, but then some things started hitting a little too close to home and it was just too hard to read it and it was just too much to handle, so I had to take a break. And then I just got distracted with YouTube. Today was such a fail. Hopefully tomorrow is better, but that's all. I'll see you tomorrow. Au revoir! Bonjour! It's the end of day 4 of the Booktubeathon and day 5 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So it's like really late, so I'm trying to be quiet. But anyways, today was a bit of a fail of reading day. I woke up super late because I wasn't feeling well this morning, and then I spent all day working on my challenge video for the Booktubeathon, and it was I made a bookish lookbook because the challenge was to dress up like your favorite character and to cosplay them. So I read like 30 something pages of Always and Forever Lara. Yesterday I was on page 36 and I'm on page 70. Not much progress, but hey, it's better than anything, and I am really proud of the video that I posted today, so go check it out. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, bonjour! It's the end of day 5 of the Booktubeathon and the end of day 6 of the Biannual Bibliothon, so I'm exhausted. That's why I'm doing this update on my bed, because I'm so tired. Even though I didn't even do any reading today. Like, I finally finished A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I was out all morning, so I got so much audiobook listening. I think I listened to like 3 hours, which was great. So good. I loved it. The ending was so adorable. I gave it 4 stars, and the audiobook was really good. Then after I got home, I literally got home so late. I did the Booktubeathon challenge for the day, and I literally posted it 20 minutes before the deadline because I got home so late and then I was tired, and then reading sprints were going on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a few reading sprints and then work on my video. And then it got late and yeah, it was a mess. But anyways, I did read a little bit of Always and Forever Lara. Read about 130 pages and now I'm at page 200. Like really bummed. It's like the first 2 days of the Booktubeathon I just slayed so hard, and now I've kind of gotten into a bit of a slump. Anyways, I decided tomorrow I'm not going to do the video challenge. I'm not going to do the Instagram challenge. I'm just going to focus on reading, and hopefully I can finish this book and start my next book. But anyways, that's all for this update. I'll see you tomorrow. Bonjour! It's the last day of the Biannual Bibliothon and day 6 of the Booktubeathon. Today I didn't participate in any video challenges or any Instagram challenges because I wanted to focus on reading. And thank goodness I did that because I got so much reading done today. I finished Always and Forever Lara by Jenny Han. I gave this 4.8 stars and rounded it up to 5 stars on Goodreads. I finished a book completely outdoors, which was The Empress and the Virtual Arcana series by Karen Amanda Hooper. I also started a next book in this series, which is The Emperor, also by Karen Amanda Hooper. I also started A Farewell to Charms today. Hopefully I can finish this one and the Virtual Arcana book tomorrow. And I also listened to about 2 hours in The Hate You Give, which I forgot to mention yesterday. I started The Hate You Give yesterday after finishing A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and it's so good. I'm loving it, and the narrator is phenomenal. So anyways, today was a great reading day, and I hope tomorrow is good too, because tomorrow is the last day of the Booktubeathon. So let's see how much reading I can get done. Bonjour! It's a few days after the Biannual Bibliothon and the Booktubeathon, so I thought I'd share with you everything I accomplished during both readathons. First, some stats. I did 1 video challenge for the Biannual Bibliothon, the Bookish Pickup Lines Challenge. Go check it out. I did 5 video challenge for the Booktubeathon. I did 3 Instagram challenges for the Booktubeathon. I finished 5 reading challenges for the Biannual Bibliothon. I finished all 7 reading challenges for the Booktubeathon. Total of 8 books during the readathons. Now, let's get into the books that I read during the readathon and all the reading challenges I accomplished. The first book I finished during the readathons is We Awaken by Calista, Lynne. I pretty much already mentioned everything I wanted to say about this book in my vlog, but the one thing I forgot to mention is how the main character is really into classical movies, and there's this one scene where she asks the love interest, have you ever seen Singing in the Rain? And she goes, no. no. And she's like, what? No, we're watching Singing in the Rain. And there's a chapter where they watch Singing in the Rain, and Singing in the Rain is one of my all-time favorite movies ever, and I never see classical movies mentioned ever in books, and I love classical movies so much that just made me so happy. Anyways, this completes the Biannual Bibliothon challenges of read a LGBTQI Plus book, also the Booktubeathon challenge of read a book that with a character that's different from you. The main character is asexual, she's in an interracial relationship with a girl, and she's a ballerina and she lives in New Jersey. So yeah, she's very different from me. Next, I completed the book Persepolis. So I read this book completely in one day, so it completes that challenge for the Booktubeathon. Read the book in one day. Also, this is a banned book, so it completes the challenge of the Biannual Bibliothon to read a banned book. And also, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this book in my vlog, so I'm not gonna further elaborate on this. I loved it, it was cute and adorable, and I cannot wait to read part 2 and watch the movie. Next, I completed 2 virtual Arcana novellas by Karen Amanda Hooper. I read The Empress and The Emperor. So The Empress I actually read completely outdoors, so it completes the challenge of read a book completely outdoors for the Booktubeathon. And I also read The Emperor, and that is a book I bought because of the cover, because I bought all of the virtual Arcana books because of the cover. The cover is so beautiful, and I preferred that cover over the paperback cover that was hideous. I love this series. I don't know how to explain it because it's like sci-fi dystopian, but it also involves tarot cards, and it's kind of technological. I don't know, there's like a lot of things going on in this book, and I love it. I love the futuristic world, and I love the romance. It's so cute. They're so fun to read, and I cannot wait to read more of these books. Next, I finished an audiobook, which is The Gentleman's Guide of Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I counted this for the throwback challenge for the Biannual Bibliothon, which is read a book by an author you've never read before. I've never read Mackenzie Lee before, so it counts. I didn't necessarily want to count this for the readathons because I started the audiobook beforehand, but I did want to talk about it in this video, and I did finish it during the week. I loved this book. The audiobook was phenomenal. It was just so much fun to listen to, and it was hilarious. It's basically a gay road trip throughout Europe during like the 1600s. It's the best. I loved it, and one of my favorite things about this too is how there's this part in the book where the plot starts going down an ableist route, and I was really terrified. I was like, please don't go down that ableist route that I think it's going down, because I really don't want this book to be problematic, because I was loving it so much and I was actually terrified. But not only did it not go down that route, but Percy called out Monty on all his ableism, and there's some racism in this book, and it's also called out in challenge. Next, I finished Always and Forever, Lara Jean by Jenny Han. This completes the challenge of read a book you've seen somewhere other than Booktube, which is the Biannual Bibliothon challenge. I see this all over Bookstagram, so it counts. Also the Booktubeathon challenge of read a book that is hyped. And yeah, this series is so hyped. Just hit so close to home. It was really emotional, and it was a hard read. So many final things and last things in this book. It's the last book of the series. It's Lara Jean's last year at high school. It's the last year she's gonna be living at home with her family, and it's the last year that everything is gonna be the same. It's a lot to handle, especially because some of these things just really reminded me of some things I went through, and it was just hard. Yes, this book was adorable and cute. I loved it just as much as all the other books in the series, but it just really hit me emotionally a lot more than the other books. I'm so bummed that the series is over, but it was such an amazing conclusion, and I couldn't be happier. And last, I completed 2 short stories because it was 10:30 on the last day of the Booktubeathon, and I was like, quick, I gotta read 7 books because I've only read 5. And so I read 2 short stories. One was The Stranger by Anna Banks, which is a short story pre-equal to the her Of Poseidon series, which is a mermaid series. It has a person on the cover, so I counted it for that one. And I also read First Impressions by Claudia Gray. It's her Firebird trilogy short story. That was like a 5-page short story. Same thing with The Stranger. That was like a 10-page short story. So I read both of those the last day of the Booktubeathon, and I completed 7 books. Yay! Okay, technically I completed 8, but I don't want to count A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue because I started it before the readathon. The Claudia Gray short story to complete the challenge of reading 7 books. And then, like I said, The Stranger for book with a person on the cover. Anyways, anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below how you did during the readathons. What did you read? I had the best time during this readathons, and I cannot wait for the next one. My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstagram, and my Goodreads. Au revoir!